Wallpaper Hour. Today we are doing the Moomin issue 89. So let's have a look what we have. Alright, so we get to start building a second wall here. And it looks like we are going to be wallpapering the wall that we did previously. I have a feeling this is the third wall we've made. I don't think it's the second wall we made. I think it's the third. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the third one we made. Can't recall. Alright. Excuse me. So we have a poet arriving this time. Oh, he takes advantage of Moomin Mama. She invites him to stay. Oh dear. She seems a bit gullible, doesn't she, sometimes? Alright. So here we have nibblings which carry away the poet. Do you reckon they're fleas? Nibblings, fleas? Maybe. Of course, a poet must have some license. Is that license? Yeah. Gosh, reading upside down is not paying off this morning. And then we also have Moomin Mama joins a club to have some fun. How does that work out? So I'm thinking it doesn't work out quite so well. Okay. And then it has a little bit of fun facts, kind of like that. And then we get what we're going to do today. So we're going to be putting these panels in. Right, we're going to be painting. These are the paints we're going to be using, just so you know. Why are we doing it at that stage and not before we put the paneling on? And then we do the wallpaper. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me to do it that way, because you're covering up, this is what we did today by the way, you're covering up all of these panels in order to paint it and the wallpaper. Yes, cardboard fixing seams. So this one comes in 3 pieces, I'm guessing because of the amount of windows and doors and stuff like that. Excuse me. So they are putting you, so this is what we did last time, which is okay. So what they now want you to do is paint, by the looks of it, all these seams here, all along here, the other side. And they want you to mask and tape up this blue part so that you don't get it on the blue, but then paint anything else. I just don't know why you wouldn't have painted it first. It really does not make any sense to me whatsoever. Wall didn't actually attach here, I just noticed. Let's get some glue in there. So I'm going to go and paint the whole house, or the outside doors, with a blue. I've got a marker pen that's got quite close. I'll show you when I'm done. So I'm going to do that. So what they want you to do when it gets to this stage, obviously we're not at this stage in the issue for today, but what they want you to do is mask and tape all around here, and then paint these edges like I said. I'm going to get these done just so that I've literally got them done and out the way. And now I haven't masked and taped either. And all you're going to do is get all your edges, and I'm using acrylic pens, which don't work so well on this coloured wood like here. It needs a couple of coats on there to do really well, but it works really well on here, and you can get away with probably 1 coat, like so. And what I'm going to do is go around the whole of the model and trust myself on not getting it too much on the board. But I think when that dries, it will be quite a good colour match. If it's not exact, it's close enough. And this is the one that I'm using. Does it have a name? You know, they don't name it. What colour it is? Just says water, odourless. You don't know. Alright, I'm going to get on and do that with all of them. And then I will be back to do the paneling and stuff that we need to do today. Alright, So I have painted all of the frames actually with the blue around the edge. I think it looks okay. Very similar colour, close as I could get. I use the acrylic markers, which is pretty much what I've used most of the time. So the first piece we are going to put on is, just making sure I get it right, going to be on this side, and it's going to be, well, it doesn't matter really, I need to have it up that way anyway. It's going to be, let's see which piece. That's for the door, which is down here. This is the middle piece, and this will be the top therefore. So first of all I'm going to put the top on, get that done. Again, they want you to bend it, but I won't be doing that. So it goes halfway along the top bit here, and then all the way down on your cross beams, and it goes down to probably about here, something like that. So I'm going to get that glue on all the way down. Guess I should have it facing you guys. One thing that I did find is by going back and doing all the painting of the edges, I did find that some of these panels had not gone down flat everywhere, so I needed to re-stick them. So that was handy to know. I just refilled with glue, and I can see I haven't put the lid on properly. It's going all over me, so bear with me. Let me get that sorted. Alright, let's try that again. So where was I going? Hopefully that works a bit better, and some of the way down this one, so it doesn't have to be all the way down yet. We will get there. We'll be doing the other pieces. Yeah, so like I was saying, just make sure you do use enough clamps. I don't think I did when I did the other panel on issue 88. I don't think I used enough clamps for it. So we are going to put this part on here, which, even though I had it facing you, isn't going to help really. So make sure you get all the way to the edge, and you know, it would help to have glue on the edge really. So those little strips we put in, you want to make sure you cover those too, otherwise it defeats the purpose of having them. It's kind of a bit dangerous that they give you like half of one of these to do on an issue, because once it's on, you're not going to have any adjustment whatsoever. So it goes partly on this wall here. This one doesn't fully go. Alright, I'm going to get some clamps in motion. Let's get this top one. Yep. And get this side. Like I say, this was definitely my lesson from when I looked at the started painting all the edges and stuff like that, is to make sure that you do have enough clamps or a way of fastening it. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of other methods. And like we said before, it doesn't matter so much if the windows are totally lined up, because when you put the window in, it's going to go over that edge anyway. And I'm going to get some smaller clamps for in between here. Okay. Just got to go careful, because you don't want to put too much pressure on these other beams, otherwise you could end up with some breakages. And more. I have all my clamps on one little piece. And then one on here a bit further in. Alright, give me a moment and we will give this a minute or two, and then we'll put the next piece in. And then we have a board, and we have to use only certain pieces of it, so we won't be using all the pieces of the board until next issue, I believe. Good times. You know, I should have paused, see, before messing around with taking the clamps or repositioning clamps and stuff like that. I'm putting an extra one on this side. Oh, can't open this one. I'm actually going to put an extra 2. And then give that about 5 minutes, and then be back to do the others. There we go. Alrighty, I'll be back. Alright, okay, so I think that's had long enough. So what I also did was, because I realised that the edges of these, like on the ends here, because I've already pre-painted as such, even though it's markers, same principle, would not be that colour, is I went ahead and coloured those in all along. And not only that, this is the next piece to go in. I made sure I got all the edges all the way around, and I'm hoping that that will make it not so obvious when they're put together to already have that painted. So that is the hope and the prayer. Alright, so let's get this piece done. And it only goes down as far as, it goes all the way down on this one here. And you want it to be attaching to the other one. Oop. Don't get it on your panel. Don't do what I just did. And then go across here. And I don't think that there's any that goes here, but I'm going to put a bit of glue on in case. I don't think it goes down that far, not this one. Then I'm also going to put a bit of glue from this side, I think, on here, so that they hopefully marry up. I say this side and then I go to the other side. And put a little bit on top here too, and here, and hope that I can get a clamp big enough to go there. Okay, let's see what we have. And then I'm just going to clean off the glue so it's not all on the panelling, but I hope that that will sit well and not be so obvious. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go and get that clamp just like I did before, and hopefully that will solve that. Okay, I'm going to get this last one on. I did end up putting some of the longer ones on to hold in places that I found it hard to get at, which are also hard to get in and out, but they do work quite well. Sometimes I think I forget I have these. Like I say, they're just a bit tricky to get in and out, but they are doable. Otherwise I wouldn't have got it in there. There we go. Alright, let me get all these clamps off and we'll do this last piece. Okay, I can see that this piece here has not stuck well, so I'm going to deal with that afterwards. So this clamp, this is, by the way, we were meant to kind of have started at this end. So that's kind of on me, not reading the instructions right. So we will go down here. Let me see where this is going to touch. Okay, and across here. Probably just about halfway. Don't want it too much, otherwise you're going to get clumps like that, which I'm going to have to pick out. And again, a little bit down here, across here, and in this piece here. I want it to try and glue to it. And then after that we have cardboard that we're going to be putting in once this is dried. But what we're going to do, oops, back to my yellow line problem. What we are going to do before that is go across halfway on here, which means this one too. While this is drying, we will be doing the we're starting wallpapering, basically the other one. So the next step is doing the painting, which, like I said, I don't see why you would do it that way round, especially if you have any glue excess. It's going to be really difficult to paint over that, whereas this way at least you don't have that issue. You just have to remember to do the sides when you put new pieces on. So let's get that on there, especially that edge. Do the yellow line syndrome. I'm sure anyone who paints yellow lines for a living will not appreciate this. But I'm just saying that if I was painting yellow lines, it would not be my job. I don't think they would want me to do it. I think I would be using the machine all over the show. Alright, and just get that in place. And get that clamped down, and hopefully we can get that lined up quite well. So I'll do start here and make sure it all lines up there. So I'm going to put a clamp at the top here because I can get one in there. Push that up a bit. Okay, and then get this on here. Kind of get it on so. Get all this down. Oh, my hands. So these are all going to be taken, hopefully. I'm just going to use the bigger clamps for this, heavier duty and all that. And one here particularly, at the bottom of this door. And it needs to come down just a tad. Oh man, first problem I've had with the thing. I will get that sorted. First problem I've had with not bending it first. Let's put it that way. I will get that bit replaced in a little bit. So it's kind of slightly off here for me. My puppy learned today how to get up on the window. I'm very excited about this because she was struggling with it quite a bit. I'm going to push this a bit more this way because I think this is where my problem's coming in. And I'll have to glue this back on. I've got the tiny little bit of blue there. Or I could probably use a marker and it wouldn't really matter. I'm going to make sure that that's all the way down at this edge. I don't think this is going to glue. I think the glue's already gone. But we will make it a start. Right, let me get this clamped and I'll be back. Alright, I am going to put that to one side. I can see that this is off. But I'm hoping when I put the paper behind it that I can pull that too. So I'm going to put this to one side, and this also needs redoing on here. So I'm going to leave that for now and I will come back to that. And these is the paper we need to cut out certain ones, so we will be back to do that in a little bit. Right, and what we have is some paper, and we start at the bottom. This is the bottom, this is the top, and we start the papering on the inside. So there's no more of these panels going in here, I don't think. Let me just check myself. There isn't, it just looks like there is. And we will start at this bottom, and these are glued in, so just need to make sure that I have the right pieces going in the right spots. So let's see. Well, it's actually quite difficult to tell. Maybe this one here, I think that one goes there. Then on with the bluey edge here, so I'm thinking there. It matches basically what you've done on the house, so I'm going to go and check that I've got them in the right place, go and have a look at the house. Okay, just as well I did that, I would have had them all in the wrong spot. Alright, this one's in first, and then I'll go and check it again. I have to double check myself. Most important thing is to line up where these are on doing these. And they are cardboard, so it's not as bad. I actually thought it was going to be paper, and it's like, well, it's not going to have any support whatsoever, but it is not. It is cardboard. So back with my wood glue that I've put somewhere safe, put it all the way over the other side of the house. I can't use my normal drying spot because of Madam now has my windowsill. And again, so at this point, if you haven't repainted it already, you would need to do it before you do this. So just make sure that you get everywhere you can. Lots of wood glue. This is why I filled up my wood glue pot. And we will put this in. And you're going to want it tight. I don't have that many clamps left. They're all on the other piece, so hopefully I don't need too many. I have a feeling I will. And then we're going to get the other piece back. It should be okay. I tried to rectify, that's where the glue was. I tried to rectify that one that popped up, so we will see. And you want to have it in this direction, from what I can tell. And like I say, it's very important to line up these tabs. And this will probably dry quite quick because it's paper. So I have some smaller clamps. This off again, it's not quite central here. Okay, so if I get it at the bottom, technically, we should get it further up. Still over a little. Wood glue dried by the time I've done this. Positioned it right. Put that one again. And I think it's going to be quite important that this is lined up properly too. And hopefully I have enough clamps. Let me go see if I have more. I only have 3 more. I do have some more. This is a little easier to clamp down than the other piece of wood because it's not as, it's a bit like, it is cardboard really. Okay, and then we will check on the others and see where we are and then mend that little bit of blue if I need to. I might probably just colour it with marker. It seems the simplest way. But I have kept it just in case. So, and then I'm going to go and check the house to make sure I've got these colours on right. Just checking these yet again. Could do it with going down a bit more, but let me go get that fixed. Alright, got those on, that's sitting there. I have to go out. So I'm on a time crunch now. So we need B5 and B3. I had to crate my puppy, now she's out. Where did I put my scissors? No idea. Okay, so it says to do this B3 and this B5, but they're exactly the same. So I'm just gonna pick the ones that I can get at because it's more logical. And I'm going to stick those, and then I will be back, which will be a long time for me, but a lot shorter for you. Like a blink of an eye, guys. Blink of an eye. So my puppy wants to go and see the other dogs, and it's like we're getting ready to go here. But I wanted to get this on so I can get it clamped and hopefully resolve any issues. I think I got most of it, to be honest with you, so it's not too bad. And then I'm assuming next time we will do the other half of this wall. So let's see, B5 goes in here like so. I need to glue that, and B3 will go in here. Basically it's where the joins are, so if I can get those back out. B3 could have done with being a bit longer, really. Can't get them out. Of course it's because I'm rushing. And B5 could have done with being a bit longer, so I'll just centralise them both, I guess. Huh, it went underneath. That's one way to pull it out. Alright, let me get wood in these. Get them clamped where I can. And then I will see you. These will definitely be dry. And I will see you after the event. At least I got some clamps again now. So B3 here. You just want to make sure they're over those joins that we have going on, basically. So let's see, a small one in here will be fine. And then some bigger ones if I can. Ooh, it's tricky. Alright, I will get the long ones in there. I think that's going to be a bit easier, like these ones here. So, get that in there. And then I'm going to do the same to the B3. And that should, hopefully, resolve any, if you have any gaps, it won't be so obvious then. Totally flat, but good enough. Alright, I'm going to put the other one on, and I will see you all in a little bit. A split second for you. Alright, so the first one's taken fine. I'm going to get this one on now. So again, just watch out where these are, because they're going to attach to your house. And again, just make sure you put plenty of wood glue on. Or could probably use a different type of glue for this, really. Almost inclined to just glue half of it, put it on, and then the other half, because the wood glue soaks into the wood quite well. And then we'll get the other piece on, and that will be it for this issue. And then we can get on and do the next one. I gotta put my hand straight in this glue. Feels like I have. Okay, let's put the lid on that. I feel like I'm surrounded by clamps at the moment and stuff like that. That's how it feels. And the right way up. Obviously very important. So just line it up. A little bit higher. I didn't think it was a Scottish accent, but it certainly wasn't mine. Get some clamps on those. You know, oh, darn it. Had that in spot too. These clamps on there, gotta go see what the puppy's after. She is after something, probably something she's not allowed. You know how this goes. Okay, that's right. And because it's in the middle, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to clamp. I can see this is not quite lined up straight for sure. I don't think I did the top one straight. I was rushing, that's what I blame. Might have a tiny overhang. I mean, also, like I say, because of putting lights in and things like that, there is a slight difference on some of my walls. But not all of them, just some. I'm going to put one of those on, put one of these on. Over on here, actually, I think it was more open than I thought it was there for that clamp. It seems to be lining okay, so we will get the next one down, which has got the doorway in. So it's not so bad being it's cardboard. Like I say, I actually thought it was going to be the paper, and it's like, how on earth would the paper have anything to hold on to? I see what it's doing. I see. And it's only cardboard, but it still seems to have a little bit of, more body. That's not quite the right word, but it's in there somewhere. It's got more support than I was expecting. I was thinking it was going to be like one of those sticker ones that we had for the walls in the beginning. And it's like, that would not have had any support. And it's nice also that it is all cut out ready for like the holes here and here, so that you don't have to do that. And then this whole wall will be done until we get to do the windows, and I have no idea when that is. Putting this much glue on it half hurts my hands. And then you can always touch up a little bit of paint on the sides if you feel it's missed a bit. Like I can see this particular side back here isn't particularly well glued. Put a little bit in here. Hopefully some of that will ooze out. Alright, let's get some paper on. And this is the last wall, so did I say it had a door? It doesn't have a door, it has a window. And just make sure it marries up as best as possible. Well, this one goes on better than the other ones. Famous last words, get the clamp on quick. Just having a good play around now. one down at the same time. I put one on the end and that will be this one good enough. So I think that's going to look fine. Right, and that completes 89. And next we have 90. So let's see if I can get that reasonably spread. There we go. A bit better anyway. Next we will be having 90. And for 90, oh, we're going to complete the other half of this wall, and then we're actually wallpapering the whole thing and do one shade. So that's kind of cool. So it should be quite easy, I say. So I will see you in Moomin issue number 90. Anyway, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to comment, I'd appreciate it. I do try and respond as soon as possible. Or you can email me at opallyhour@outlook.com. And please do take care of yourself. See you around soon, guys. Bye bye.